Okay, Collection Systems, Volume 2, Chapter 3. Replacing a pump when its performance deteriorates, but before it stops working, is an example of which type of maintenance? Predictive. Which term best describes the gradual decomposition of a material by chemical action, often due to an electrochemical reaction? Corrosion. The standardized safety practices of lockout-tagout are used to disable machinery or equipment to prevent accidental release of hazardous energy during maintenance activities. Who installs a lock on the energy isolating device when maintenance work is being done on the equipment? Operator doing the work. What describes an electrical connection to Earth or a large conductor at the Earth's potential or neutral voltage? Ground. Where can you find information like the proper voltage and allowable current on a piece of electrical equipment? Nameplate. What describes the strength of an electric current in amperes? Amperage. Which term describes the frequency of cycles completed per second? Hertz. How is energy requirement expressed? Kilowatt hours. What device is used to measure voltage? Multimeter. If you are testing for an unbalance and find that the readings on lines L1, L2, and L3 are all about the same, and after changing the wiring, what can you assume about the problem? It is caused by the power company. There are two leads to connect when using a megger. One is clamped to a ground lead, and the other to the lead being tested. What is the major advantage of using aluminum over copper as a conductor? More economical. What machines are most commonly used to convert electrical energy to mechanical energy in a lift station? Electric motor. What is one of the most common causes of motor failure? Overheating. A magnetic starter consists of two distinct parts, the contacts and overload protection. What is the more common name for overload protection devices? Heater elements. What is a coupling designed to do? Transmit torque from the motor to the pump. What is the first step of troubleshooting an electric motor? Consider what should happen. Why are pumps used in collection systems? To move wastewater when there is no gravity to flow. Which type of pump consists of an impeller fixed on a rotating shaft that is enclosed in a casing and has an inlet and a discharge connection? Centrifugal pump. Which pump part is a spiral-shaped casing that surrounds the pump's rotating vanes and collects the discharged liquid or gas? Volute. What is one of the limitations of submersible pumps? Burnout of the motor from water leakage. If a diaphragm pump will not cycle, what should you check for? If the inlet valve is open. The heart of a centrifugal pump is the impeller. Why do wastewater pumps commonly have larger clearances? Reduce erosion by solid particles. What is the name for thin metal sheets inserted between two surfaces to align or space the surfaces correctly? Shims. How is a worn ring removed from a pump, impeller, or volute? Cutting or grinding them off. Type of pump, material being pumped, temperature of liquid being pumped, grease or water flushing, and peripheral speed of shaft are all considerations when choosing which pump component. Packing. Which preventative maintenance task for pumps should be performed daily? Check piping connections for leaks or corrosion. A compressor is a device used to increase the pressure of air or gas. Why do compressors get extremely hot when working? Gases give off heat when compressed. The three main qualities to look for when considering a lubricant are thickness, lubricity, and viscosity. Maintenance schedule is based on operating conditions rather than predetermined frequency based on the calendar days.